How are you guys today? Great to finally sit down with you, talk about Garrett. Garrett, unbelievable student. Really has a great work ethic, extremely respectful. I couldn't have asked for a better student. He really, he just gives it his all. And as a teacher, that's really great to see. And you want to help that kid succeed when you see them really giving their all. He has ADD, has autism, struggles in the social situations, has trouble staying on task. This is all information you told me, and we know. So we were going to try and improve that. My goals for him, if you turn to slide 4, were to take that D grade, which you were very concerned about. And it was unlike him, because A's and B's throughout the rest of his courses, but the algebra was seeming to be a trouble point for him. So we take that D grade, raise it up to a C+. Improve his attention span, kind of figure out something for him that makes him stay on task. That was going to be one of the toughest things. The toughest thing was going to be the memorization, kind of figuring out a pattern or how to connect the information to him, make it stick. I really thought that was going to be a tough thing. Before he had extra testing time, he was in a silent room with kind of a proctor to help explain the topics a little more, even through testing. And we wanted to get to a point where that wasn't an issue, where he could do it all by himself. And we really accomplished that. Just a brief overview of what we're going over in our classroom. Solving systems of linear equations, both algebraically and graphically. Optimization, which is kind of taking that, putting that into like business terms, real world stuff. So why we're doing it. And then solving inequalities, both algebraically and graphically. So a lot of algebra and a lot of graphic stuff, which is why we recommended that CD-ROM that came with the Algebra 1 book, the TI-85 calculator. That's a necessity to see this kind of stuff graphic, because a lot of these, it's tough to graph by hand. So we want to see that calculated version. And another great thing is our Piazza site. Piazza, you write a question on there, and I answer them until 11 o'clock, and we try and solve the problem before the next day, so we can move on to topics, so we can get that understanding and finish that homework, and the bell work and all that. The layout of kind of a typical class is you start off with our bell work, which is basically a review of the previous topic. It's a little quick 2-question homework thing, probably usually written on the board right before the students get in there. And it's a relatively small part of your grade, but it'll add up. It counts to 5%. Garrett is usually excellent at that stuff. Really gets it right away. It's not bad. Then we go into questions on our homework. Then we go quick review of the lesson, just kind of any main points we'll go over. Then we get into the main lecture of the new lesson. That usually takes up the bulk of the class time. And then I try to incorporate a real-world application. Why we're doing this. This was especially helpful with Garrett, and I'll get into that later. Then we go into our group work, kind of our think, pair, share type deal. Give 2 types of problems to each group, and then at the end we kind of come together. The groups have figured out the way they want to do it, and we kind of bounce ideas off each other. Which way is the best way? Which way wasn't the best? And what the correct answer is. Then we, after that, there's usually a little bit of free time to work on the homework. I give homework out every 2 days, so there's usually a little bit of class time to help work on that, to kind of lessen the load at home. And now, getting into the more specifics of Garrett's grade. Had the D average going into the second semester. Not where we wanted it to be. Like I said, the C+, that's where we wanted it to be. And as you can see on slide 10, he went above me. Like I said, Garrett, extremely hard worker. I fully anticipated him going into the C+, but I wanted to have something that we knew we could meet. And you know what? The kid just went above and beyond, like usual. But you can see from the first semester, the bell work, the average was 84%. That's pretty good. Daily homework, 81%, pretty good. Not bad. The weekly quiz, that's where you start seeing it. You start seeing how he has to retain the information. The more information he has to retain from farther back is when you start the grade starts to slip. 76 on the weekly quiz. The tests were at a 69%, and the final grade was the final test was a 63, kind of a summary of the entire semester. So you can kind of see, those statistics where the trouble is lacking, or where he is lacking, and that, as we've come to acknowledge, is really he can't retain the information as well. We fixed it. I mean, as you can see with his B, he's gone above and beyond it. He knows how to work with it, and it's great. He's got that kind of math frame of mind. He wants to be a physicist, as you know, loves science, and is an excellent student overall. So you know the work ethic, and he wants to be that A student, and he's darn well on his way. He's respectful, like I said earlier, and there's not enough superlatives to keep describing, because he's one of the best students that I have. But the retaining of the knowledge was a tough part. But then when we found something that worked, it was not hard. Garrett responded pretty well to the whiteboard, the whiteboard, the big board at the front of the classroom. He liked to see things written out, the whole equation, how we got there, the graphically. He loved to see. He's a very visual learner, very, very visual learner. So that really benefited him. And the one-on-one time really benefits him, the kind of scaffolding type deal. Because one of the main things was he would get off topics, the knowledge would kind of seep out. So when you scaffold, you kind of sit over him, you watch him do his work, he stays on task, very respectful, and just stays right on task, which was exceptional. I couldn't have asked for better results. I thought that was really the best thing. Now, the Think, Pair, Share also benefited him very much. You get this different kind of reaction from the student versus when they're talking to their peers versus when they're talking to the teacher. A lot of times students are maybe hesitant to say exactly what they feel to a teacher because they don't want to sound maybe stupid, they don't want to be embarrassed in front of the class, something like that. So when you get this Think, Pair, Share, you get a group of kids together and it kind of boosts their egos and they're able to say more and get that out. That really helped them a lot. The thing that was the most helpful was connecting it. Was explaining, hey, why do we need optimization? Why do we need this? This is really long and it's really hard. Why do we need this? Connecting it to something that was meaningful in his life. It stuck. That was it. That was the thing. After that, you saw every week the grades would go up. The tests started coming up. The final was great. That was the thing. And now that he has that system to rely on, there's no limit. He now loves math. As you guys know, he loves math. And it was great. It was great having him. So really, thank you for coming in and listening to this. I just wanted to give you maybe a brief overview of what's going on, and thank you again.